Welcome back, everyone. This time I'm going to cover how I made this auxiliary battery powered power station for the van to run the vent fan and maybe a couple other circulation fans and maybe charge your phones or camera devices, that kind of thing. This isn't going to cover living in a van with a big solar array on the roof or anything. I do have a solar panel that I'll cover and a way to charge this battery while you're driving without it being hooked up to your van's alternator. Keep in mind, I'm not an electrical engineer, so don't try this at home. This is just how I did mine. Don't do it this way. And if you're under the age of 14, you shouldn't be watching this at all. Shoo! Let's get to it. So what this is just a regular plastic battery box. I think this is a group 24 size, 80 amp hour battery. I've got some heavy duty leads that are connected right to the posts that go into this box. And off of those leads is a fused connector to connect to a charger or solar panel. What this is going to do is give you 12 volts, a cigarette lighter plug that is switched from here, and another one that's over here. I believe this one's lit. Yeah, it's got an LED in it. And these switches will remind you that they're on. This one is for a dual USB outlet, both 5 volt, 2.1 amp. And this one is for a light mounted on the side. The way it's configured in my van, this light will give you some light where the side door opens, so, or just while you're moving things around if you don't want a big light to come on, or if you got a you know what in the middle of the night. And this also has a voltmeter built in, which is not entirely accurate. If you want accuracy, use a regular meter. This one says 12.7, which is actually, it reads low, which is good because it'll warn you that the battery is lower than it actually is, so you know you need to charge it. Here's how I built it and what's inside of here. This panel came off Amazon, I believe, and it's for boats or other applications. And I just wanted one with a meter built in so I didn't have to get a separate meter or plug my meter in all the time. Again, it's not super accurate, but it gives you an approximation so you know when you're getting low. And I wanted a light on the top, so here's how it went. So we're making a portable solar or regular charging battery box. We just start with a regular plastic battery box with a couple of leads and a project box I already had from something else, and I cut this panel out to mount this thing that I got from eBay. They're made for boats. We're gonna have to change the wiring a little, but it's no big deal. I had to cut this one down a little bit to fit my box because it was a little too wide. It'll fit right on the side, right there. This is going to be the main fuse from the battery power coming in with the red lead there. And it will be mounted to the back of the inside of the aluminum box. And that's going to fuse the entire system just in case of, dire failure. And here's how the panel looks in here. We're going to rewire all. These are wired to be powered all the time, and we don't want that. I'll explain in a second. This is a live well light bulb for a boat, 12 volt. We're going to mount that on the side of the box as well, so we've got a little extra light anytime we need it. That'll mount in here like so. Yeah, so how this is going to be wired. Oh, there's an extra 12 volt on the side because this only had one on the front and a USB outlet. And there's the light. So these are wired to be powered all the time from your battery or with your ignition. We're going to change that so that the power comes right from the battery and goes through each of those fuses and then to the switch and the circuit it operates. This is where they'll all get connected on the main bus. And here's the main fuse that's going to fuse the entire thing. And your grounds will be all hooked to the ground lug. And then we'll mount this metal box to the plastic lid. And here's how it's going to look when it's all mounted up with your power leads coming through. I've got rubber grommets that'll go on the plastic so it won't wear through those cables. That switch will run the 12 volt, this switch will run that 12 volt, the middle switch will run the voltage meter, and that switch will run the light, and the last switch on the right will run the USB outlet. Here it is all wired up and ready to go. It's a little bit of a mess with all those power wires on the same lug, but there's plenty of space. Those fuses, those main fuses are made for car stereo systems and stuff. So we just close up the box, screw it shut, and mount it on top. And we put this pigtail on here so you can plug it in to charge it off your battery charger or off this 9-watt solar panel. Here's the controller. It's an amorphous panel, so you get pretty decent power despite the availability of bright sunlight or just cloudy, subdued sunlight. You still get some power out of it. In my case, with the pigtail, I had to get this adapter to make sure that the red lined up with the red and the black were lined up with the black to make sure that that controller was wired correctly polarity-wise. So this is my charger of choice. This will plug into the inverter to charge this while I'm driving. This is 15 amp rapid charge, 3 amp maintenance charge. So that's going to give you that quick boost while you're traveling to get this right up to full power, and then a 3 amp maintenance, which it depends on how much you're driving and whether you're going to need that or not. But then you can kind of maintain it on a trickle with the solar panel. I got a 12 volt outlet over here for this fan, these fans, which have, see if I can find it, they have an inline speed control built in to its power cord right here, and you crank them up pretty good or turn them off, but the LED stays on, so you're going to want to turn that off. And then this one is for my Ventline Van Air vent fan in the ceiling that I have my own speed control. It's a PWM speed control that I just put in this old box, and I can adjust the speed. That's full. That fan is supposed to draw 1.5 amps on full, and I've been running this fan off and on for days, and my battery has gone down very little, so that should be efficient. These, I forget what they draw, I'll have to look it up, but again, not a whole lot. Here's my inverter, and it's got a separate fuse in line and connects to the customer connection port on the side of the driver's seat. One fused, this pops right off, one fused connection, and then you can add 2 more for a total of 3, I believe. 20 amp? I don't know, I'll look that up too. So to charge the AGM while I'm driving, it will not be connected at all to the vehicle's charging system. That's just too complicated and sketchy for me. So I've got this inverter is a pure sine, can't get that back on. It's a pure sine wave inverter. So you should be able to run, and I have, battery charger while I'm driving. Turn this on so I don't kill the car battery. Be able to turn that on, plug in my battery charger to the AGM battery, and drive and charge while driving.